So today is June, maybe the 15th, and 2018. It has been another week, and where am I this week? Well, it's it's late, but I've been doing my research work. I The early part of last week was really difficult for me for some reason. So I didn't get as much work done then as I had intended to. But I dug in my heels and really got to work toward the end of the week. Tuesday was just terrible. It was like a total loss. Well, almost a total loss. I think I was working some very late on Monday, which would technically be on Tuesday. But yeah, it's just I overslept way too much and then just decided to just write off the day because I just did. But taking a day off, I spent some time playing games and putting my head on straight, and that really helped me get back to work and be more productive toward the end of the week. Um, I feel like I should be working more. I feel like I should be getting more done, and that feeling just doesn't ever really go away. And so then that makes it very difficult to actually take a break because, well, I shouldn't be taking a break. I should be working. But you need breaks. You need to rest. But it's like my body and my mind don't want to listen to that. So, um, I'm just trying to manage that. The work itself is very exhausting. I've been eating a lot, and I've been spending a lot of money on food, but I've also been eating a lot. So it's been, not as much as during exam time. It's not that urgent, I think. But I've been trying to work. Um, I did for fun. I did end up picking up the Jurassic Park game that came out recently, and that was really what helped me put my head back on straight. Just taking a day to play that and have some fun. Dinosaurs, yay. Is it a great game? It's a beautiful game. They really invested in the graphics and making the dinosaurs look great, and it comes through. The biggest difficulty is that you actually don't spend so much time looking at and interacting with the dinosaurs because it's a park management simulator. And I played Operation Genesis and I had a very good time with that game. So I'm sort of like, how is this one, like, it feels like it's not quite as good even though it really should be. But I'm gonna say it was worth it. Definitely worth it. Just the and maybe if my expectations hadn't been so high, it I wouldn't, feel kind of the way I do. Oh, that reminds me. Expectations. There was a new restaurant in town named JoJo's something, home of the stuffed burger. And I finally happened to be going by when they were open, so I decided to stop in and get one of their fancy stuffed burgers. And all of their decor and everything, their signage, everything led me to believe I was going to be getting a fancy gourmet burger. The price was about right for a really nice burger, but what I got felt like not a nice burger. Like, not a bad burger, just not especially great. And so that was disappointing because it came at nice burger prices. Like if it had been, just $6 or $7, I probably wouldn't have been too disappointed because it was big. It just wasn't really great. So I tried to provide polite feedback because it seemed like they were looking for it, and when I talked to somebody else local, they said they'd been hearing a lot of complaints about the food there too. And it's not so much a complaint, it's just like it was bland, bland, and bland. Like they didn't have any spices in it. So I let them know because I really do want them to succeed because like everything about the place felt good. It just the food and it's a restaurant. But still working for the professor. He wants me to make more progress more quickly. He says that he really wants me to finish this project by early July so that I can go ahead and start on the other project that he wants me to work on. I feel like I'm disappointing him, and I keep trying to, reach down inside and remind myself this is what you want to do. The research is very difficult to read. It's not even just that I don't like one of my problems is that they were testing a curved shape. Curved. That was exactly how they described it. Now curved is meaningless, and they didn't define it any better anywhere else in the paper. I'm probably going to go back and like quadruple check, but I double checked and triple checked, and I don't remember seeing anything. Like circular is a shape, and elliptical is a shape. Parabolic, hyperbolic, logarithmic, sinusoidal, those are shapes. You could define it with a polynomial, and curved I would respect out of a non-technical person. Like that's a layman's term for, oh yeah, it's kind of round. But when you're writing engineering research, I really was expecting to see more technical language, and so I'm having to look at everything very carefully and scrutinize everything. There was one paper where they tried to say that one-sided openings are terrible, but there's things about one-sided openings you need to be aware of, especially the outlet, because like if you put your thumb over the end of a straw and try to blow through it, nothing's going to go. The same kind of basic problem in this experiment where they just didn't have anywhere for the air to go, so of course it didn't flow. And anyway, I'm making progress. I've been trying to stay humble and not be cocky and arrogant because nobody likes that guy. But part of me says I have the experience and the extra time because I'm looking at it from 2018 and not the year when it was written, which, may have been 5 years ago. So they should have had most, but not all of the information I do. But anyway, I'm making progress. I'm working on the work that I need to be working on. It had been my goal to finish my introduction literature review for this last section by this Monday. Now I've done 2 of them, and I already turned those in or submitted them or whatever the term would be. But this last one, there were 47 papers, and I've looked at them a little bit before, but it's just very, very long, and I'm trying to do a lot of reading very quickly, and technically it's English. Technically. Very, very technically. Really, it's more like the words are English, but they're not in the right order. And sometimes they're not the right words. But, I'm trying not to be arrogant about that, and just push through and make progress. So hopefully I'll be able to pull everything together into a solid literature review. I'm kind of trying to write with the assumption that the professor would give my literature review to the next guy to bring him on board quickly. So I'm trying to make sure I'm very clear and precise. But yeah, curved. There's only so much precision I can give. But I'm working, I'm making progress, and I don't know, maybe I'll talk to the professor about it, but he's really busy a lot. But, you know, that's what he's there for.